Hi friends, I wonder if I'm the only one who feels like the world gone completely mad. The Darwin Awards, handed out each year to people who manage to kill themselves through sheer stupidity, are probably the best proof that my feeling of the world has gone mad isn't entirely unfounded. August 24, 2008, Jakarta, Indonesia. For Charles, everything seemed to be going according to plan. He had just finished the International Baccalaureate at the prestigious King William's College on the Isle of Man, was making ambitious plans, and even dreamed of retiring by 30. His headmaster later described him as a very clever boy with a very bright future. But there was one small detail missing from his elite curriculum. The class called Electricity is Not a Toy. One day Charles was standing with one foot in the pool, already a bed set up, when he noticed a concrete box full of wires by the edge. It was a distribution box powering the jacuzzi. Charles' curious mind couldn't resist. He started fiddling with these wires. The result, his dream of early retirement came quite literally. 2040 volts sent him to eternal rest. Charles really did end up with a bright future, so bright that the sparks were probably visible to the neighbors. And on his tombstone it could well have said, Charles was a true conductor in life and in death. A British woman had long been suffering from diarrhea and rapid weight loss. Doctors suspected the standard gastro package of age-related conditions. But as it turned out, things were far more interesting. The X-ray revealed an elongated foreign body which turned out to be a ballpoint pen. The very same pen that the woman had accidentally swallowed 25 years earlier. Dr. Oliver Waters, in a report for the British Medicum Journal Case Reports, explained how it happened. A quarter of a century ago, the lady decided to examine her tonsils at home using a pen, while holding a small mirror in her other hand. Her balancing act failed. She slipped, her hands let go, and the pen went straight from her throat into her stomach. At the time she told her husband and doctor about the incident, but both dismissed it. Nonsense. Even the X-ray taken then showed no foreign object. And all those years the pen quietly lived inside her, causing no harm whatsoever. 25 years later, it was finally decided to remove it. And here the doctors got a cultural shock. The pen, through rusty and with its paint peeling off, still wrote. So the moral is simple. British pens, unlike many 21st century gadgets, can boast of reliability and functionality even after a quarter of century in conditions far removed from factory standards. Some people might take this information as an instruction for an effective weight loss method that starts working 25 years after use. Others will quickly realize that this story is most likely just an ordinary newspaper hoax, designed to attract an audience not burdened with deep knowledge of human biology. And that, sadly, is yet another sign that the world we live in is slowly going crazy. The Darwin Awards, handed out each year to people who manage to kill themselves through sheer stupidity, are probably the best proof that my feeling that the world has gone mad isn't entirely unfounded. August 14, 2010, Kentucky, USA. A cautionary tale for those who think brakes are for the weak. Kalita Ha was speeding down Highway 519 in her Chevrolet, the wind dramatically tossing her hair and apparently clearing out her brain at the same time. At that moment, she and her passenger decided to play a little game of switch seats, while still moving, of course. A less inventive person would have stopped the car for a Chinese fire drill, but Kelita decided to raise the difficulty level. Fortunately, the car had an open top, perfect for everyone eager to prove that gravity is real. She stood up, pulled herself onto the roof, and predictably fell. The result, Kalita was now racing along the ground while her Chevy sped down the road beside her. The race was short but spectacular. According to the Fayette County coroner, the 20-year-old driver posthumously earned a Darwin Award. Her life ended after colliding with a roadside barrier. On her way down, her foot hit the steering wheel, causing the car to veer left. But the passenger, surprisingly more survival-minded, grabbed the wheel and saved himself. Apparently, he decided to learn from someone else's mistake for the very first time, live and in action. Lessons: never underestimate gravity. A moving car is not a gym. And most importantly, don't try to outrun death, because it already has a head start. A 39-year-old American woman decided to detox with soy sauce. She found a life hack online. To completely rid the body of toxins, just drink a liter of soy sauce within 2 hours. And, of course, if it's on the internet, it must be true. According to her husband, she hadn't exactly been living a healthy lifestyle anyway. For 6 months, she ate only white bread and canned fish, lost weight drastically, and not long before the soy sauce incident had been hospitalized with symptoms of paranoid schizophrenia. Her body was screaming SOS, but instead of doctors, she turned to YouTube. She dutifully drank a liter of soy sauce. Hold on, that's 200 grams of salt, 5 times the lethal dose. And surprise, surprise, her heart began pounding like it was running a marathon. Her stomach cramped, her hands and feet tingled, and then blackout. Her husband found her on the floor, called 911, and on the way to the hospital, her heart decided to take a break. Doctors restarted it, but the brain had already opted out. Doctors fought for 3 days, pumping glucose water, and for a moment it seemed like there was hope. But on the 4th day, it became clear. No internet detox is as effective as an ultimate natural detox. She lost the ability to speak, swallow, and move. The ending was inevitable: severe irreversible brain damage and, unfortunately, death. The moral of the story is simple. The internet has everything, even a recipe to kill yourself with nothing more than soy sauce. Trusting YouTube expert with your health is like repairing an airplane with TikTok tutorial. And the word toxin is better to use for coal, not for your body. It seems the world has become so enlightened that every day it finds new and even more inventive ways to prove common sense is a rare luxury. And what do you think about it? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts, my friends. Share them down in the comments. I'll be reading them all.